guys, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. So as you saw by the title below, today's video is going to be featuring new makeup. So I have the Born to Run palette, I have the NYX primer and concealer, and I also have a new Laura Mercier powder that I want to try out, and I also have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I believe I tried out the concealer on camera. I'm not exactly sure, but it was a little too dark for me. So this is pretty much just the full size of the concealer, and I hope I got the right shade. I don't know, so I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the video, and if you want to see it, please keep watching. I went ahead and picked up the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop matte primer today from Ulta, and I'm actually out of my Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, and I love that foundation. It's just that the color was a little bit off. It was a little bit too dark for me, so I wanted to try to get a shade up, but all of the shades at Ulta were sold out, or they were like opened, and I don't play that. Like, I'm not trying to get no open makeup. So this is what the packaging looks like. I really like it. It's like a black and white exterior packaging. It's like a kind of silicone base. It kind of looks like the Smashbox primers a little bit, like not the clear one, but maybe one of the pore perfecting ones. A really weird sensation when you put it on, and it definitely dissolves into your skin. I literally have like nothing else on my hands, and I feel like I squeezed out a lot. So I'm going to try the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I heard good things about this foundation, so I have not tried it yet. And I haven't been buying a whole lot of Makeup Revolution products anymore. I don't know. I just fell off of them. When they first kind of got in Ulta, I was buying their eyeshadows, their bronzing palettes, their blush palettes. Like, I pretty much had everything. And then I just kind of fell off. This is the shade F14. And if you're familiar with the Clinique Beyond Perfecting, this reminds me a lot of that, so I might do a comparison of that. I believe this foundation was $12 at Ulta, so this is just what it looks like. It still looks like it's going to be a little too dark, but we'll see. But it looks like it's going to match up perfectly to like my net concealer that I got. Might be a little too light, so I think it's going to balance out. This definitely looks like more of a neutral shade. I don't know if the primer was a good idea to pair with this, but I can definitely see it's pretty full coverage. I will say the primer kind of reminds me of like the Becca Evermatte's Pore Perfector, but it's not as drying. So I definitely feel like I look a little ashy. The shade is definitely a little bit more on the cool tone. Definitely seems more cool tone gray. I don't know if you guys can see that. Splotchy right here on my forehead. It didn't really, I don't know, that could be the primer, so I'm not gonna try to completely rule it out, but it's definitely the wrong shade. But we're gonna keep moving on. So I got the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop contour concealer and corrector. It reminds me a lot of the NYX HD Photogenic. They kind of kept the same circular packaging, and I got the shade Cappuccino. Definitely pretty bright. Has a little bit different applicator. I feel like the applicator is a little bit bigger than the Photogenic concealer. I love this applicator a lot more. See, these are like two complete opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to shades, but we're gonna blend this in. I don't really have any complaints against this so far. It actually does not look, my sponge is pretty wet, so that could be some, like, the reason why it's not super duper matte, but it actually does not look as matte is what it was saying. Like, I was actually kind of nervous for a second. I thought it was going to be super matte, but it's actually not. So I definitely think it's helping to kind of like balance out the foundation being so neutral. It's making it look a little bit more like my shade, but everything is blending in really well, so there's no complaints there. I feel like the concealer could be a little bit more like fuller coverage, higher in coverage. I'm seeing a little bit of dark circles kind of pop through, like right in here. If you guys can see that, it's popping through just a little bit, so it's fine. I think once we set with powder, everything will be fine. So the powder I'm going to be taking today, I've actually tried this out a few times. I haven't tried it out on camera yet. This is the Laura Mercier Translucent Medium Deep Powder. Now, I will say that I've tried it out probably about 2 or 3 times so far, and I actually kind of like the translucent, just the regular white brightening powder. This is okay, and it's definitely more my shade for my skin complexion, but I actually think the brightening powder just, I don't know, it brightens a lot better, and I feel like the coverage, like, it makes my foundation, or not my foundation, it makes my concealer in my under eye area just look more flawless. So I don't know, I think I'm definitely going to go back to the brightening powder. I definitely like the shape of this better, but I just feel like the finish is different. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's different from the brightening powder. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows off camera. I eventually want to do a updated brow tutorial. I have not done a brow tutorial in forever. So I want to do an updated brow routine eventually this year, but I'm gonna go ahead and just speed through this process. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and dust away the powder. I don't like to let it sit too long. I'm dusting off with a clean brush. I used to dust off with like a powder as well, but I just felt like sometimes it would be a little too cakey. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes to prepare for the eyeshadow. So today, like I said, I am going to be using the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This is a really nice palette. For some reason, it really reminds me of the Lorac Pro palette. I feel like it really has those warm tones, especially if you are someone who loves warm tones. You'll probably like this palette. It has a nice array of shimmer shades as well as matte shades. This corner here is really nice. I love how it has the black here in the center. You have your nice brown. You have a nice deep burgundy brown as well, and you have like a kind of a rusty burnt orange. You just have like really every single color that you need, and this palette is really perfect for traveling as well because it has a really nice mirror. So I'm gonna start off by taking the Shadow Riff, which is this kind of like tan color here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go into Baja, which is this shade right here. I really like palettes that have like a really nice burnt orange color. That way you don't have to like dip in different palettes. I will say you do have to pick up quite a bit of product, which is kind of normal for most palettes. You kind of start off kind of light, you're going to get a very light wash of color, and it could be because I do have darker eyelids, I am darker skin tone, so I do have to pick up a little bit more shadow to get a little bit more color payoff in some cases. But I will say with the extra shadow that I am picking up, I'm not seeing any fallout, so I'm really happy about that. So to deepen up the outer V area a little bit more, I'm going to go in with Punk. So it's like this deep plum color right directly into the crease. I'm using like a more tapered brush to apply it directly to the crease area. It's okay if it looks a little bit messy. At the moment, we are going to cut the crease area, so it's okay if it's a little bit messy. So I'm going to take some concealer and put it in the center of my lid here, and then I'm just going to look up, and where it stops is where I'm going to apply concealer all over. So now I think I'm just going to take Ignite, which is this shade right here, and I'm going to put that all over my lid area. So this is pretty much how the eye makeup looks. I'm really liking it. I'm just trying to decide now if I want to do eyeliner, if I just kind of want to leave it like this. I think I'm going to leave it like this because lately eyeliner has just been messing up my eye makeup. So I think I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to go ahead and apply some lashes off camera, so I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, so I have put on my lashes. I'm wearing the Ardell Faux Mink 811s. They're a little bit more dramatic than I usually do, but I'm actually kind of liking them. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the eye makeup with putting a little bit of Baja and Punk mixed on the lower lash line. I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara to the bottom lash line. I'm going to warm up and bronze my face with the CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer in Ebony Bronze. For highlight, I'm going to be taking the Golden Light Spotlight Face and Stroke palette by Milani, and I like to just mix all three shades together. So I'm taking the NYX Lip Lingerie and applying that to my lip. Okay guys, so this is the finished makeup look. I really love everything other than the foundation being a little bit off in shade. It is a little too cool, but I was able to make it work. I think everything kind of blended out nicely and looks really nice. This is a very kind of dramatic look for me. I usually don't do very dramatic makeup looks, but usually I just kind of sit down and wherever the brushes take me is where they take me. So really loved everything that I used today. I actually really liked the concealer, even though it was a little bright. I feel like it worked with this combination. The only thing I would change about this combination is probably the primer. I probably would not use such a drying primer with kind of like a very full coverage matte foundation. I am super matte, so I cannot really say if this is the primer or the foundation, but I can for sure say that I am really matte and I love it. Like, love it. So love the palette as well. Like I said, it has a really nice size mirror and the shades are amazing. They came out really well. They blended out phenomenally. So loved everything that I tried out today. If I can exchange the foundation, I might, but I want to say F13, which was the shade above this, was like way too light for me. So I think I might just have to keep this shade and just kind of have to make it work. Okay guys, so that is pretty much it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up so I know you did. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're not, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.